See, the only thing is it doesn't tell me how many people are watching over here. It does tell me here, though. No, not that. There we go. How chocolate coins are made. Oh, hi, Bunny.
This edible money is a symbolic treat. In some parts of the world, chocolate coins are stuffed in Christmas stockings to celebrate the charity of St.
I'll
Nicholas.
stuff your stocking.
They're also handed out to Jewish children during the festival of Hanukkah to teach them the value of money and charity. Chocolate coins don't have any purchasing power, but they do buy a lot of appreciative
Look at those
smiles
shiny
from the
coins.
kids.
Chocolate doubloons, right?
They start with giant chocolate
We have a
Each one is
video
10 pounds of pure chocolate.
that's trending on TikTok right now.
The worker transfers the big bars to a kettle.
And
It's
I don't
a
know if I
kind of
want to go
double
live right now and
hot
potentially
water
mess up the
process
trajectory that
steams
video is on,
inside
you
a
know?
shell to heat and melt the chocolate. There are 2.5 tons of liquid chocolate in this kettle. The machine now pumps the chocolate.
You know me, I always say, if you have a...
boiling zones.
If you've got a video doing good, don't fucking touch the app, right?
A process called tempering. It causes the chocolate to form a precise crystal structure for just the right texture and taste. The thick liquid chocolate flows onto a conveyor that brings the chocolate under a broad blade.
The video's getting a lot of views, but we're not getting any new followers, so I probably will go live.
Creating a long sheet of chocolate. The chocolate
Chocolate!
to coagulate and harden. To spur that process, it travels through a refrigeration tunnel that is approximately 15 yards long. This journey transforms the liquid chocolate into a soft solid. Next, they clean and prepare the die. It's a spring-loaded device that works cookie cutter style to punch out round blanks. There is one big difference. Each cutter is long and tubular, so as it punches out the chocolate blanks, they accumulate inside. The lattice work of leftovers journeys forward to be remelted into the process. So not a crumb of chocolate goes to waste.
Not a speck of chocolate.
At the end of the line, dozens of coin blanks have stacked up in each magazine. And piles of leftover chocolate have accumulated in a bin that will now be transferred back to the melting pot. Now it's time to press the chocolate money. To do this, they wrap the chocolate first, and then emboss both the wrap and the chocolate blanks simultaneously.
Sounds like I said bunny for a second.
Here's how it works. Sheets of glossy gold foil travel between rollers to establish an even tension. Ahead, a forked arm moves 2 chocolate blanks
Alright,
between
let's
the foil
try
sheets.
TikTok.
Like knives,
Let's see if I fuck it up.
Cut and fold the foil around the blanks. The forked arm then delivers the foil-wrapped blanks to a die press. It
feel like
stamps designs
it
on
won't.
both sides of the coins, making an impression on the foil through to the chocolate. The chocolate,
Because our
although solid, is
TikTok
still
lives have been
enough to
doing
receive
good
the image.
lately as well.
Removed from the machine.
Or
Here's
they've
what
been
the
going
die
up
heads look like.
again
These
lately.
are used to emboss chocolate coins with American penny markings. As for the foil discards, they don't end up on the scrap heap.
Oh yeah, didn't we say we were gonna watch Holes?
They accumulate in a bin to be sent out for recycling.
My holes. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, hold on.
They make 150,000 foil-wrapped
Fix my
coins
hair.
a day. To change the currency type, they simply switch die heads. Chocolate coins can be made in many sizes, with a range of different illustrations.
Connect to the Wi-Fi.
The coins now spill out onto a conveyor that takes them to a bin.
Yeah, it's been long enough. We can watch Pulse again, right?
Now is the packaging, which will be the traditional mesh bag. From start to finish, it takes less than an hour to make a chocolate coin. Gold dollars or $5 poker chips. Every day, it's a jackpot of chocolate money at this factory. So there's never any shortage of edible cash. Only decisions to be made. Poker chip or chocolate penny. You can always flip a coin.
Hey, Daryl.
Where's that other section?
It is the product of one of the most intelligent and industrious of creatures, whose miniature society is one of the most sophisticated in the animal kingdom. It's been used in religious and pagan celebrations, and its medicinal qualities have been known for centuries. It all begins in a field where worker honeybees suck nectar from the flower blossoms, such as clover. They store it in their honey sac, then return to the hive where other worker bees
Their honey sac, huh?
and chew it, breaking down the nectar's complex sugars into two simple sugars.
We're here for the nectar.
The bees then deposit the nectar in cells of the wax honeycombs they build. They pack up with their wings until most of the water content evaporates in the warm air of the beehive.
Oh, beehive.
And filled honey. The bees then cap each honey-filled cell with beeswax. That's when the beekeeper steps in. Fleas will sting if taken by surprise, so the beekeeper sprays the hive with smoke from burning pine needles, a scented warning.
Burning pine needles.
Inside the hive are wooden frames hanging
What up?
side by
Y'all
side,
ever get the follow?
each holding a honeycomb. The hive can house hundreds of thousands of bees, or descendants of the prolific queen bee. The queen bee lays up to 2,000 eggs per day, creating the workforce needed to feed and protect the colony. But the beekeeper tricks the colony's defenders. He replaces the hive's cover with a device called a bee stick, which smells like cherries.
Smells
Just
like
the
cherries.
scent, so most fly to the bottom sections of the hive. Another warning spray, and the beekeeper removes the bee escape. Now, we can escape with the honeycombs.
Set this aside for now.
Inside the honey factory, they put the honeycomb frames on what's called an uncapping machine. Like a razor, it shaves off the wax caps of the honey-filled cells of the combs.
Hi, fishing.
They scrape off the remains manually.
We're live on Fansly, TikTok, and YouTube right now.
Called a honey extractor. It spins the honeycombs until all the honey is forced out of the cells. Afterwards, they filter the honey to remove any pieces of wax that have slipped through. Then the honey is ready to
Those
roll.
are kiln beeping.
Some beehives contain smaller frames designed to produce honey that isn't extracted from the honeycomb.
What up?
Workers remove the frame and cut the
Y'all ever get the
honeycomb
follow
into
before it's
pieces
grown?
with a heated knife. This seals the wax around the honey inside. This wax is edible. The beeswax lining of the honeycomb goes to make candles, furniture polish and lipsticks. When producers have more liquid honey than they can sell, they simply let it grind, where it develops sugar crystals that turn hard and white.
Want to take a big bite of what, the glass or the honey?
Its original liquid form by heating it to 130 degrees Fahrenheit.
We're watching how it's made on YouTube and Fansly right now.
So vacuum cleaned and filled.
We're live on multiple places. Drop that, goddammit.
One beehive can yield over 3 kilograms
Oh,
of honey every
beehive.
single day. That's much more than the bees
Fuck
need
off.
for themselves. The cycle
Get off it. Get off of that. Go on, get. There we go. Just opening the end of that.
Honey production today is both efficient and humane. For centuries, the only way to harvest honey from hives had been to kill the bees. Then in 1851, an American beekeeper invented a way to get the honey yet spare the bees.
Good job, dude, in 1851.
Honeycomb frames is the one we
Good
still
job
use
saving the
today.
bees. This marble from yesterday turned out really cool. Little spores. Look like mold spores.
ECVO starting as
Where's
my
Make
college
Prep right now?
project. We now sell our wheel covers all around the world.
Ketchup and mayonnaise do it.
According to one theory, mayonnaise originated in the town of Narbonne in Spain, when it was known as salsa
Pretty the same thing as
mayonnaise.
this side.
Mayonnaise makes sandwiches zestier, turns
Both.
canned tuna into
Yeah, I like
cheese
honeycomb
salad,
too.
hard-boiled eggs into egg salad,
What is it?
and is
The
cream dip,
bottle cap
French fries, Belgian
candies
style.
as a kid that come in the wax bottles. Those
Mayonnaise
fucking
flat. Eggs and oil is the
you
main
just bite into a whole thing of wax and suck out
eggs
the
can be
juices.
all
If you ever want to
yolks,
pretend to be a
all
spider,
whites, or a combination of both.
those are the candies for that.
At this mayonnaise factory, the raw eggs are
I'm a
ripening
mayonnaise
and filled
factory.
by tanker truck. They've been pasteurized to kill off salmonella and other common bacteria. The egg supplier has also cleaned and sealed the tank valve, an additional food safety precaution.
We're gonna watch the movie Holes tonight.
Plus, sanitary evacuation goes to the tank. Then with a few
You can watch with us on Fansly, which is linked in my bio.
A pump draws the eggs through the
Right now we're
valves
watching how it's
into
made.
the receiving tank. The second main ingredient, soy oil, arrives by rail.
That was my nickname in high school.
Like
Chilled
all
receiving tank.
For food safety, the tank is sealed at the supplier to ensure it isn't opened prior to arriving here. A pumping system transfers the oil to a large holding tank. Meanwhile, factory workers weigh out the ingredients that make up this company's secret blend of spices.
Here, don't forget to follow. Chunky, thank you for sharing the live video.
Spice blend with white vinegar, cider vinegar, and salt. Then they add liquid natural flavors. They pour this mixture into a large tank of room temperature water, producing what they call a slurry. The raw eggs, meanwhile, have been transferred into a large chilled holding tank. So now there are 3 holding tanks at the ready: a slurry tank, an egg tank, and an oil tank. A computerized proportioning system extracts the required amount from each tank and sends it to a mixing vessel.
We're live on Fansly and YouTube as well if y'all want to hang out with us. Linked in my bio.
A couple of minutes of mixing merges the eggs, oil, and slurry into tangy, creamy mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Why is it say it like that?
The factory draws samples periodically and sends them to its quality control department for analysis.
Well, what do you do for a living? I'm a
The
mayonnaise
lab
taste
technicians
tester.
there evaluate several criteria.
I make
such as
sure
color,
the mayonnaise taste
of
and
course, flavor.
consistency is.
In this test, they mix the mayonnaise with a
Accurate.
pH level indicator.
Look at that,
They
scientific
analyze
mayonnaise.
to check the acidity level.
Acidic mayonnaise. Nobody likes
Once the
acidic
mayonnaise passes quality control inspection, this will
Acidic mayonnaise? Is it
dispenses
kosher?
into recyclable polyethylene jars. It fills each jar in just a quarter of a second.
Yeah, don't forget to follow before scrolling.
The next machine twists on a plastic cap.
You probably can't tell, but I can. Actually, it's pretty censored.
Inside
We're
the
gonna do the
cap
same
is a
thing.
foiled seal. This machine uses induction heat to
What
fuse
up?
the seal to
Hang
the
on.
rim of the jar without heating the mayonnaise in the process. The seal preserves freshness and indicates the jar wasn't
We're live on
tampered with
Fansly and on
before.
YouTube right now.
The labeling machine
Linked in
moves
my
on
bio.
one end of the label, spins the jar to wrap the label around, then glues down the upper end. Tomato ketchup recipes
I
vary
do not
only
speak
slightly,
Vietnamese.
as consumers expect a certain familiar tomato taste. This US company produces all-natural ketchup made entirely of certified organic ingredients.
We're watching the movie Holes tonight.
Tomato paste.
That'll be on Fansly if y'all want to watch with us. That is linked in my bio.
And white vinegar.
We're live there and on YouTube right now, as well as TikTok.
Not surprisingly, is the base ingredient. It arrives at the plant in huge bins, which have been vacuum packed to preserve freshness. After unsealing each bin, the factory's quality control technician scoops a sample for testing.
Scoops
This is
some.
to make sure the thickness is just right. If the sample gets the okay, workers slide
Terry, thank you for sharing the live video.
air-driven pump.
We watched all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies last night and the night before.
They flip a switch, and the pump begins moving the tomato
Airheads
paste
Bites?
to a large holding tank.
Yes, I love Airhead Spikes. You say you ate a whole bag of those?
Ketchup base.
You need to brush your
Less than
teeth.
10 minutes.
Yeah, Airhead Spikes are amazing. They remind me of Gushers, but Airheads.
At production time, an intricate system of pipes transfers a specific
Yeah, different
amount of tomato
colors
paste
come
from the holding tank
already
into
that
the
color
cooking can.
when it comes to glass blowing.
As the paste cooks, a mixer continuously revolves to keep it from sticking to the sides, and to blending the ingredients. First, the workers have the onion blend. This and the upcoming ingredients have been pre-measured into the correct proportion for the batch size. The next ingredients are salt. Then, as a sugar replacement, nectar from the agave plant. They pour in an initial amount, mix a bit, then pump in the remainder. The last ingredient is white vinegar.
Y'all don't forget to follow before
For
scrolling.
competitive reasons, the company won't divulge the mixing time, cooking time, or cooking temperature,
Secret sauce.
all of which are key elements in this top secret recipe. On the packaging line, an alignment machine stands the plastic bottles upright as they make their way to the filling machine.
It's
The
already
finished
hard
ketchup,
again.
meanwhile, is pressing
Christina,
through
thank you for sharing the
a
live video.
system of cooling pipes en route to the filler.
It gets hard pretty much almost immediately. Thank you.
And let the bottling begin. The machine fills 8 bottles at a time. 150 bottles per minute. Factory tests every batch of ketchup it produces to ensure the correct consistency. in
Y'all don't
every
forget to
bottle.
follow before scrolling. Most of the awareness comes from just knowing where the flame
The
is,
next machine places
where
a plastic
things
slip cap
are
on
going
each
to be
bottle.
hot. It's always better just to
Then,
assume
with
everything
spinning
is hot.
circular belts, screws them on.
Y'all don't forget to follow. We're live on Fansly and YouTube as well as TikTok. The Airheads Bites have kind of like a candy shell on the outside, don't they? They don't like chew the same, or you don't bite into them the same as Airheads.
Grammarly's advanced tone suggestions.
User, thank you for sharing the live video.
Because when you write with just the right color,
Really, really happy with
you
how
can
this
meet
marble
any
turned out
challenge to
from
move your
yesterday.
project forward.
Our, what did we call this one? The like,
Grammarly's advanced tone suggestions can help you find just the
Spore.
right personal tones.
What is fucking Venom?
You trust with your team.
what is Venom? Symbiote, goddamn. Yeah, a little spore symbiote. Real happy with how that turned out. We're gonna do more of those
Grammarly's
tonight.
advanced tone suggestions can help you find just the right positive tones.
Peanut butter, hell yeah.
Peanut butter, as we know
Peanut
today,
butter.
was invented in 1890 by an American doctor.
Yeah, the outside shell is different. That's the only thing that's different between those
People whose teeth were so bad they couldn't chew.
and the regular Airheads. That candy shell on the outside.
The best
Both are very
peanuts
tasty,
for making
though.
peanut butter are runner peanuts.
Do they have sour
Because
Airheads? If not, they
they
should.
roast more evenly than peanuts that vary in size. They they arrive at the peanut butter factory already shelled.
Time of
To
peanut
make a
butter.
500-gram jar of peanut butter, it takes 565 grams.
Yeah, let me get the follow before
That's
scrolling.
about 1,100 nuts. The nuts travel through a hot air roaster, heated to 204 degrees Celsius. The shaking motion moves them around so they roast evenly. More than 3,600 kilograms of peanuts go through this roaster every hour. When they come out, they
That's a
turn
lot of
from white
peanuts.
to light brown. Next, they're fast cooled at room temperature, using suction fans that circulate air quickly.
Yeah, let me get the follow
This
before
rapid
scrolling.
cooling process is critical. It halts the cooking and prevents the peanuts from losing too much oil. Next, the peanuts go through a machine called a blancher. It removes the outer skins by rubbing them between rubber belts. Then it splits the kernels and removes the heart of the peanut, which has a slightly bitter taste. But what's discarded
There's
doesn't
a middle of a
taste.
peanut
The skins go to farmers for
that we don't get. I want the middle of a peanut.
Go to bird feed.
Hi, Jay. Both. My hands also just look like this, so Steven hands.
From there, they drop down into the
It's
ground.
pure oxygen and propane that we use to make this flame. So I get my own personal oxygen bar. Doesn't smell very good though. Like how the oxygen bars usually do. They got like
At this point, the other
flavors
ingredients go in.
and such.
Salt, sugar,
Mine
and
just
a
kind of
small
smells like
amount of hydrogenated vegetable
oil.
which acts as a stabilizer to keep the peanut oil from separating and
Ah.
floating to the top of the jar. Peanut butter contains no artificial coloring or artificial sweeteners. It has no preservatives either. It doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Oh, almost fell.
The peanut butter
What up,
is
Jessica?
finally ready.
Yeah, don't forget the
The
follow.
mixing has heated the paste to 60 degrees Celsius, so it goes through a cooling system to bring it down to 38 degrees. Now, it can
What
go
we
to jars.
traveled earlier for, I get my reward.
Peanut butter is a healthy, protein-rich food with plenty of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. It has no cholesterol.
It's got
It
vitamins.
does contain fat.
It's got all the vitamins you could ever need.
Is that more than 80% of that fat is unsaturated. In other words, good
Fat's
fat
not
that may
saturated?
actually help lower certain cholesterol levels in the blood. The bad news is that the rest of the fat content is trans fat. Bad fat.
Hey, trans fat represent. I'm not fat, but
It comes not from the
You know
peanuts
what I mean.
themselves, but from the oil that's used as the stabilizer. If you want to avoid that, you can eat all natural peanut butter, which doesn't contain the stabilizer. You'll just have to stir the peanut oil that collects at the top of the jar. Once the jars are filled with peanut butter, they go through the capping machine. The caps have an aluminium seal.
that machine's got no cap
The caps pass through a heat
because it puts it on the jars.
and adheres to the top of the jar, creating an FIC. A machine prints the production date and expiration. Those unopened jars of peanut butter will stay fresh for 1 whole year. Though with kids around, it usually
Yeah,
lasts
guest room.
for just a week.
Buy tax expert help for free. Plus a friendly review.
Oh no, taxes.
Simple tax returns only.
I gotta do those tomorrow. Ooh, cake sprinkles. Show me those, how they're made.
Thousands have been around since the late 18th century, when French confectioners
Don't
used
some people call them Jimmies?
But my favourite, chocolate sprinkle, was believed to have been invented in 1936 by a Dutchman responding to a little boy's request for a chocolate bread tumbling. Hundreds of thousands can add a shower of colour and texture.
Thank you, Pocket Pup. I appreciate you.
And Any cupcakes, donuts, ice creams, and cookies, well, they just wouldn't be the same without
Yeah,
them.
Jimmy's. That's from fucking Codename Kids Next Door. Fucking delightful children from down the lane called them Jimmy's.
A variety of liquid and powdered food colorants are among the ingredients.
We should watch some of that. We should watch some Codename Kids Next Door tonight as well. We're live on YouTube and Fansly, as well as TikTok.
This shortening is added to a mixing tank. Water in the tank is heated as the mixture is gently stirred. Within minutes, the ingredients are dissolved. Powdered sugar is then poured into a dry mixer. Liquid food coloring is then kept.
We're watching how it's made on Fansly and on YouTube right now. Both links in my bio.
The mixture of water and shortening are added to a dry mixer containing the powdered sugar and coloring. Lid is closed to start the dough mixing process. It takes 15 minutes to mix and thoroughly color the dough. The freshly mixed dough is then pushed along a system of conveyor belts and chutes, which move it towards an extruder.
An extruder. Oh, look at that. Yeah,
As
extrude.
the dough
Go.
folds into
Go.
the extruder, it's forced
We're watching
through
how it's
many
made.
small holes, emerging as long, narrow strands which fall onto another conveyor. To ensure the quality of the product
Is
doesn't
that
vary,
why you started calling them that? Probably.
area is kept constant, and
If you watched
humidity is maintained at 50%.
hella Codename Kids Next Door growing up, you probably started calling Sprinkles Jimmy's because of the episode where they fight over
This
them.
carefully controlled atmosphere helps dry the dough as it moves along the conveyor belt and through a drying tunnel. From here, it falls into a holding pan. It's then sifted to make sure it's properly dry. Next, the dough is transferred to a tumbler. The tumbler breaks the strands.
They're gonna
into
even
smaller
out the
sizes.
end of that there.
The dough usually spans
We're live on
about 2
YouTube and on Fansly right now,
and the strand fragments will become
as well as
too small.
TikTok.
The dough is
Hi, Michelle.
then sprayed with perfectionist glaze and carnivore wax.
We're gonna watch the movie Holes tonight.
This prevents the sprinkles from leaking.
That'll be on Fansly if you want to watch with us.
White icing.
That is linked in my bio.
Now dried and pinned to size, the sprinkles are removed from the tumbler and poured onto a shaker table. Correctly sized pieces of dough fall through the screen, while any large clumps are filtered out.
We're watching how it's made on Fansly and on YouTube right now.
A second
Linked in
conveyor
my
belt
bio. Thank you,
removes
Pocket
any
Pocket
side
Pup.
particles.
I appreciate you letting everyone know.
Sprinkles that make the cut are
In the
collected
comments
in a
there.
plastic-lined packaging tub. The process is repeated for every colour of sprinkles, which are then mixed together in a second tumbler to create options.
Y'all ever get the follow? We're evening out.
Different colours are mixed together for 5 minutes before quality control steps in to ensure the
This
variety
section
of colours
here.
is consistent. Once thoroughly mixed, the sprinkles are ready for packaging. A jet of air directed at the top of the bottles keeps the cap area free from sprinkles.
Jay, consider I haven't seen any of the comments except for yours.
To screw the cap
So-
into place.
If you're wanting to mute people for my benefit, it's okay. I appreciate the sentiment.
Each
But,
one
yeah,
bursting with
I
sprinkles
haven't seen
of every
anything.
colour of the rainbow.
Y'all ever get the follow before scrolling?
I'm not sure they have chocolate in the rainbow.
So this one is a little off-center. Y'all won't be able to tell, but I can. You might be able to see it if I spin it a little faster.
A new car loses about 10% of its value the minute you drive off the lot.
No, that one was for you.
That's why Farmer's new car replacement.
Ooh, jelly beans. Yeah. Anything with bright colors that look like that.
Jelly bean is colourful.
I like
but it's beginning
watching
to
how they're
mark
made.
the grey area. It's believed that this bean's jelly center
Bean.
dates back to biblical times.
No shit. Holy
Many
beans.
centuries later, the outer shell was
Y'all don't
added,
forget to follow before
jelly
scrolling.
beans on its
Joker,
way
thank you
to
for sharing the live
sweet
video.
success. To make jelly beans, liquid sugar is heated in a kettle to about 175 degrees Celsius.
Y'all don't forget to follow.
Glucose is added, and then starch. An agitating device mixes it all together. Elsewhere in the factory, starch spills out
Straighten
from
this
onto
out.
large trays. A leveler moves back and forth to even out the starch. The trays then move forward and a brush knocks off the excess to be recycled.
Biblical beans. That's even better. I like
The
that.
molding board now presses down into the starch.
We're live on Fansly and on YouTube right now. Linked in my bio if y'all want to watch how it's made with us.
The impressions in the starch will serve as molds for the jelly bean centers.
Beans.
Nozzles inject the sugar and starch mix cooked in the kettle into the starch molds. This system can make almost 1 million jelly bean centers every hour.
Million beans every
Next,
hour.
the conveyor belt takes the jelly bean centers
Okay.
where they stay for 24
That's exactly what I was
hours.
thinking. I was like, dang.
This solidifies
Like
them
flicking
and
the
they
Jesus
become
bean.
chewier.
Blasphemous. We blaspheme.
Arms
Blaspheme.
split trays of centers and starch and dump them into a drum.
Yeah.
that will
I don't know if I want to close off the end
When
of
the
this
trays
piece here
flip back,
or cut it in
they're
half.
refilled with starch and the molding process begins again.
I'm gonna be careful with it. And just pull another point off it. I don't want you there though.
Meanwhile,
Get out of
the
here.
dried jelly bean centers, now separated from the starch, tumble onto a wire mesh conveyor system. It transports them to a steam belt, which dampens them.
A steam
This
belt.
readies them for the next step, sugar coating.
Rube, thank you for sharing the live video. Leslie, thank you for the flower.
Go into a sander drum that tosses them around, while nozzles spray them with sugar.
We're live on TikTok, Fansly, and YouTube right now. All linked in my
The
bio.
sugar flows out of the kettle into a tub.
What up, Jessica?
Blue food coloring is added to the syrup.
We'll be watching the movie Holes
This
on
mix,
Fansly tonight.
called the engrossing syrup, is added along with some flavoring to the jelly bean
If y'all want to watch it
centers
with us, it's
as
linked
they
in my
tumble
bio.
around in
Of
a
course we
tilted
lost fucking
spinning
connection.
pan. Sugar is added to the sticky blue mixture. This process is repeated 4 times in order to build up a coating around the gummy center.
Sorry, lost connection.
The next day, when the beans have hardened, hot syrup is added.
Hardened beans. Oh, look at that. That's my favorite part when they start adding the
This
color.
polishes the jelly beans. There's a lot of sweet stuff here. 124,000 jelly beans in each pan.
Y'all ever get to follow Magic? Yep.
A little wax is added. Nice. And as
Wonder what
pan
the
spins,
uncoated
the
beans
rub
taste
against
like.
each other,
The naked
distributing
beans.
the wax. This adds gloss to the polish. Then the pan stops spinning, and the jelly beans air dry for 24 hours. to
Let
allow
that
the
thing
glaze
air
to set.
dry. Let that thing air dry.
After 3.5 days, this big batch of jelly beans is ready.
This is not on there very censored, but that's okay. I just want to put a handle on it,
Colored mass along a series
and then
of
I'll
conveyors.
deal with it not being censored after.
They fall into a scale system that divides them into portions.
And there we go.
Then the trapdoor opens and they drop down a chute to the
Nico, thank you for the flower.
Once they're in the bag, the jelly beans are ready to sweeten your day.
Don't forget to follow. Forbidden honey. Donuts. How are they made?
Donuts used to be called oily cakes.
Oily
Deep
cakes?
fried in pork fat.
Maybe where you're from,
Ball
friends.
shaped when Dutch pilgrims brought them to America.
I'm just kidding.
And someone found that removing a nut, the dough in the center, helped them cook far more evenly. So, the donut was born. Thanks for that. In the world of donuts, there are two basic types: yeast donuts and
Can you
cake
scroll to the
donuts.
next live accidentally?
The batter for cake donuts drops from the mixer right into boiling vegetable oil. The nozzles shake the dough as it passes. The donuts fry for about a minute and a half.
Right into my mouth is where those nozzles plop that dough.
Yeast donuts require more time to make. A high-speed mixer works the yeast dough, then works
Yeast
the
donuts.
machine into bits.
Jeff, thank you for sharing the live video.
From there, it goes into a hopper that extrudes the dough as a sheet.
What up, Zayden?
Then it's onto another conveyor belt, where a series of rollers flatten the
Jessica
dough sheet
Fansley should be
just
linked
2
in my bio
centimeters
as well, but it's also just a website. You have to make an account before you can join the live video on Fansley, so if you just type the old Fansley in. It's also in the link in my bio on TikTok. That's the easiest place to find it.
Next, the sheet passes under a shower of cinnamon. Then hits a rotating cylinder that rolls it into a log.
How'd I get started glass blowing?
A small metal rod sprinkles
The
the
pastime
water.
that most of the
This keeps it
pieces
sticky, so it holds its shape
that I make
while
get
going
used
under
for is how I got started doing it.
another flapping
Vern,
roll.
thank you for sharing the live video. Y'all don't forget to follow.
A dusting of cornstarch keeps the dough from sticking to the blade that now cuts it into
That's
pieces.
See, the heat traveled down that, but it didn't burn me. Most of y'all would have been like, ah, fuck. I don't
Drops the blocks of dough
process
four at a
heat
time
the same way
onto a wire mesh
as
tray.
most people do. I've dropped enough pieces to where my brain doesn't like, oh, fuck, and like drop whatever you're holding, because usually whatever I'm holding is something I've spent a few hours on. Olga, thank you for sharing the rose, or for the rose. What am I from? It's an interesting question.
Then it's
Beyond
off to the
these
proofer.
parts.
A machine much like a large bread box.
Beyond
in
most
which
parts.
Heat and humidity make the yeast dough rise. This leavening
yeast is
process takes
rising.
about 20 minutes, during which time the trays, over 300 of them, go up and down, and then out to the fryer.
Up and down, turn around, we're yeast
The
donuts.
cake slows them down just before the drop, so they slide in without splashing. Gas burners keep the
Remember,
oil
we're live
at a
on
constant temperature.
TikTok, Fansly,
if
and
less of the donuts
YouTube
would
right
come out
now.
while they roll. Halfway
Right this
through,
very
it's time
moment.
to flip the donuts so they cook evenly throughout.
Flip those nuts. I'm gonna grab another big tube.
After 2 minutes, the donuts leave the fryer and move through a curtain of sweet glaze.
Lucy, I'm not going anywhere.
A strong
You're just trying to follow me.
blows
but-
off the excess, and they're done. They gradually cool as they spiral through the production area on their way to packaging.
Alright, we're gonna section
Now let's see how they make
a
donuts.
giant
with
tube.
filling.
These come from the factory like this. They're 4-foot sections, and then we section them down into more manageable, workable pieces like this called sections. This is called a pulled point on a section. This is just a tube from the factory. Let's see if it's in tune. Nope, hang on. Uh-oh. There we go. E flat.
A machine
How you see
separates
Lucy
the
go by
yeast
real
dough
quick?
into little
Lucy, you wanna
blobs
say hi
that
before we
sends
do
them
that?
rolling down plastic tunnels. This shapes them first
play in the
into
snow
little
today?
blocks, then into rounded
We had a good time in the
balls.
snow today.
Rollers flap flatten the balls before they enter the proofer to rise. There's cornstarch everywhere to prevent the dough from sticking to the
Cornstarch
machinery
everywhere.
or conveyor. Roll after row of donuts.
Gonna cut this in half.
hot oil. Then slide into a large drum that tumbles them around, covering them with a sugary coating. Now it's time for the donuts to get their fill. These nozzles inject just the right amount of jam,
Yeah, they
2
do.
at a time. Each
So as soon as it starts moving
5 donuts a minute.
from the heat, I'll flip it around, or flip my hands around. It's pretty thick glass, so it'll take a sec.
These donuts, known as Bismarcks, are ready to go into packaging. They're just one of the many delicious varieties that make
Taking a little too long for my liking.
a wholly wonderful experience. Sorry, I'm hungry now. I've got to go.
There we go. That's much faster. It's already starting to move. So we'll go back to the middle like that. So it'll start to fall down in the center. If I keep holding it underneath.
Your tone matters. Grandma's advanced tone
Take
suggestions
this,
can help.
spread it down the
Because
middle.
when you write with just the right confident tone, you can meet any challenge to move your project
Go
forward.
back down here to what's called our V marker. Put a line of stress in it.
Grammarly's advanced tone suggestions can help you find just the right personal tone to motivate and build trust in your team.
Yeah. Chocolate chip cookies. Who's your favorite stick fighter? Your favorite stick fighting superhero? Deadpool,
Legend
Moon
has
Knight,
it that chocolate chip
Daredevil.
cookies were invented
There are
in
many.
1930 by an American innkeeper who ran out of baker's chocolate. She improvised by breaking a semi-sweet chocolate bar into small pieces.
And we thank her
Instead
for
of
it.
melting, the chocolate
What
merely
does it say?
softened, dotting the cookie with chocolate chips. They look homemade and they taste homemade, but this home is a factory. Each ingredient goes
Y'all
into
ever get
an
the follow
industrial
before
size
scrolling?
mixer, starting with white sugar.
What up, user?
Then brown
You need to
sugar.
change your display and your username, and then it'll change the name that shows on chat on Fansly.
The mixer thoroughly blends these first ingredients until the butter becomes soft and creamy and the sugars are evenly dispersed. Then it's time for the headliner, chocolate chips. They're semi-sweet, which is a mixture of bitter and sweet chocolate. Next, flour. Followed by baking soda to make the dough rise. And salt to add flavor.
Even out the hole in this
Are
one.
whole eggs beaten, combined with vanilla, made from beans harvested in Madagascar, Africa. Mixing resumes.
Do I have
until everything
moderators?
is well
Nope.
blended, which
I don't
usually
care about
takes
trolls
about
enough
5
to give them
minutes.
any
The
attention.
company closely guards recipe
shouldn't either.
specifics, but if you're curious, you could probably figure them out by multiplying the ingredients of a home recipe to the yield of a production batch. Workers transfer the cookie dough to a machine called the former. It pushes the dough through round dies.
I obviously
producing
spend time
row
looking at
upon
myself
row
in the
of
mirror.
round pieces, weighing
If you look this
1.4
good, you would
ounces
too.
each, one of several sizes the
Damn
factory
straight.
produces. The factory then flash freezes the dough rounds for sale to food service customers such as restaurants and hotels, which bake the cookies in their own kitchens. The freeze tunnel uses liquid nitrogen to create the frigid temperature. The passing dough rounds solidify in approximately 5 minutes.
We were
Exiting
making
the freeze
Pixel
tunnel,
Destiny last
the dough
night.
rounds pass under a metal detector to ensure they don't contain any
Hey,
metal
Caleb.
particles. This safety measure is standard practice in the food industry. The packaging system is entirely automated. The first station erects the box. The second station lines it with plastic.
We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut this tube in half again.
A conveyor belt, meanwhile, feeds the frozen unbaked cookies onto automated scales. Once the scale hits the per box weight, feeding pauses, the bottom swings over, and the cookies drop into the box awaiting directly underneath.
Yeah, I really only pay attention to chat on YouTube and
The next station is
Fancy.
seal and label the boxes, which workers then load onto pallets.
TikTok chat
Pallets
is
go
not
to
a
storage
productive
freezer
place.
where they stay until it's time to ship them out by freezer truck to the customer. This company also sells gift tins of cookies online and by catalog. For that market,
It's hot at this end of the glass here, which I need to remember.
workers lay out the dough rounds 2 inches apart on trays lined with parchment paper. This prevents sticking, making it easy
And
to
TikTok
remove
chat
the
is in it,
without
right?
breaking them.
See, that's what. So subscribers, I can see those comments and stuff
1.5 inches wide by 1 inch high.
because there's a badge next to the name and everything.
Now, and double
But yeah, if I'm not looking at my phone, I can't see chat.
remain
So
in the oven for 7 minutes and 3
Evelyn, thank you for the rose, and I can see the little icons for the tips most of the time as well.
so that the cookies bake evenly throughout the tray. A few cookies per batch go to the quality control tester.
Yeah, if I'm not looking at the screen,
Doesn't get to conduct the assessment
I'm not
of
reading.
the samples.
So if you think I'm ignoring
Rather,
you,
the tester measures the
you need to
diameter
check your
and
ego.
to ensure consistency.
I am not
in size and chip
omnipotent.
content.
Although I am a god. What is the line in 300?
Decorative cellophane bag.
For I am a kind. Wait, hang on. I can do it lower. For I am a kind god.
Then they carefully layer the correct number of fresh cookies inside.
See, both
in
of
a
these sides are
staggered
hot right now.
configuration. This not only creates a nice presentation,
Hi, Liz.
it also prevents damage in transit.
So,
They
for the name to
close
change
bag
on
with
chat, you have to
twist
refresh
nut
your
to
page.
seal in the freshness.
What up, Jessica? Yes, it did work.
Close up the tin. Then pack it for shipping.
Y'all don't forget to follow.
Gift of homemade chocolate chip cookies without ever setting foot in the kitchen.
We're live on Fansly and on YouTube right now. What time is it?
Live expert help free with TurboTax Live.
We won't be live on,
Biggest refund.
Kocho, thank you for the rose. We won't be live on YouTube much longer. We're gonna watch the movie Holes. If y'all would like to watch the movie Holes with us, we will be live on Fansly most of the evening. We already watched How to Make Mayonnaise. Ooh, sticky buns. Oh wait, no. Go back. I want to watch Crayons. Fuck yeah. Today on How It's Made.
Crayons. They were invented in America in 1900.
America!
When a non-toxic version was created from the basic wax crayon already used for marketing.
Oh yeah, did your hair turn out nice?
We take a look.
JL, I'll check
At the
Discord here in a little bit.
These crayons are made from a combination of waxes, primarily.
We're live on YouTube and Fansly right now as well.
It's inexpensive and easy to melt. It also
I
has
look crazy good. Normal is boring.
loose wax of
I wouldn't want to not look crazy. How sad to have to look corporate.
62 degrees Celsius.
Couldn't be me.
Then a secret powder is added to strengthen the crayon and act as a filler.
Oh, secret powder, huh?
Crayons the wax will produce.
Strengthens my crayons too.
Various synthetic chemicals are also added. There's one to keep the wax from
Ooh,
sticking
Bobby, thank you for sharing the live video.
to a fatty acid called stearic acid to improve the runoff.
I'm just kidding, it's not that hot.
In this
I'm not
case,
that
the
dumb, okay? Pretty fucking dumb, but not that.
This factory can produce 127 different colors. Every ingredient in the crayon is not toxic.
Every flavor in the crayon
The mixture
spectrum.
is blended for about 45 minutes. Now, wax
Need
is
to
altered
close
to this
the end of this tube here.
rotary machine.
What in the Walter White am I doing?
Wax into crayons
Jesse.
and rollers.
Jesse! We need to blow glass!
Then, it envelops
Mr.
the
White.
wax in cool water.
I don't think I
Wax
turned the
within
propane off, Mr. White. Jesse! Propane is flammable!
As the molds continue along the circuit, a blade scrapes off the excess, which gets recycled. Just one rotary machine molds more than 2,700 crayons per cycle.
Yeah, Mr. White.
Several machines operating simultaneously.
Class.
This factory churns out 30,000 crayons every hour.
Y'all ever get the follow before scrolling?
Text the crayons. And the conveyor transports them to the labeling machine.
Warming up this tube.
One by one, they drop into the grooves of a revolving drum.
Fucking background beats to how it's made always go so hard.
Surface in between the grooves, just before the crayons go in. The machine then slaps.
We're live on Fansly watching how it's made. We're gonna watch holes
A roller presses the label against the adhesive.
in just a few minutes as well.
Arm wraps it around the crayon. This machine labels 8.5
Bliss, thank you for the fire.
per hour.
Right now we're gonna even out. Actually, we don't need to even this out. What am I doing? We need to pull this into a point. Fucking how it's made beat.
The crayons
Carlos, thank you for sharing the live video.
and land in the box. They're sorted according to colour into the appropriate hoppers of the packing machine. The packaging line
Y'all ever get the follow?
is automated. The factory programs the machine to collect a certain number of crayons in specific colours according to the type of pack in production. Their best sellers are packs of 16 and 24. The packing machine is designed to handle the crayons gently. Occasionally, though, a crayon does crack or a label comes loose. When that happens, a sensor automatically stops the machine and a light goes on above the problem folder. The jam is cleared, then the production resumes. Once the count is complete, the crayon line and the box line meet.
We're watching how it's made on Fansly right now, also YouTube.
Each set of crayons into a
Both
box.
links in the link in my bio if y'all want to watch with us.
A built-in scale weighs every box. Should one be underweight, the machine automatically blows it off the conveyor belt. Then the missing crayon is added manually, ensuring the full complement of colours that everybody noticed.
Don't forget to follow before scrolling. We're watching how it's made right now on YouTube and Fansly. We're gonna end the YouTube stream so we can watch copyrighted shit
Some days, you just need it.
on Fansly.
It can be
We watch whatever we want on Fansly.
or a feeling.
I have thank you for the flower. Everything's linked in my bio if y'all want to come find us over here. You got COVID today, Liz? I keep seeing people commenting they have COVID too. I was just very sick myself. I'm wondering if
first used by primitive man.
that's what it was. Because I still have headaches right now. I got a bad headache.
Starting the fire with basic flint or rubbing sticks together
Y'all ever
is
get the
a
follow?
difficult process. Things got a lot easier in the 5th century. Germans invented some matches. To start a fire, you just need to rub
We're watching the movie Holes here in a few minutes.
And there you go.
If y'all want to watch with us, we'll be live on, or we are live on Fansly right now.
After the Chinese invention,
Scarlet, thank you for the fire.
safety
User, thank you for sharing.
Today matches are cheap and easy to make. A liner board paper roll feeds into the machine, passing under a hot iron to reduce the moisture level to around 5%. And in a box
We're
making
gonna close
machine
up
like this one,
this tube.
55,000 liners per hour through high-speed die cutting, folding, gluing, and forming.
It always blows my mind seeing all the machines they use to make these things. Like somebody sitting down and they go, okay, we need something to flip this matchstick over. And then someone has to make that
The
machine.
machine throws out formed in boxes onto a conveyor belt at a rate of 1,000 liners per minute. The conveyor then drops the formed liners into storage bins. An automatic sorting machine files the boxes in single rows.
Automatic sorting machine
Conveyors feeding the
will
filling
put the
machine.
matchsticks in the correct house.
In the meantime, pre-cut inserts are fed to the outer box making machine. High-speed die creasing and cutting tools automatically fold the inserts.
There we go.
As the folded liners run through the rollers,
Now it's like I'm scooping
the
ice
machine
cream,
folds
huh?
and moves the box skillets.
Very, very hot. Ice cream.
Each insert has two striking strings. In an industrial mixer, gelatin capsules are poured over potassium
Oh, hi,
chloride.
Jay.
Gelatin serves as a binder for the match head compound. Hot water is added to dissolve the gelatin, which combines with the potassium powder.
Y'all ever get to follow?
Silica granules are then added to the mix. They act as a combustion controlling agent. The sides of the mixer are rinsed with water as the compound mixture reduces.
I'm messaging you on Facebook, money.
After 40 minutes, when the mixture is liquid, red colouring is added, as well as other compounds that make the match head burn more vigorously.
Oh my god, my nose is all fucking oily. Make
On
my
the split production line,
glasses slide down.
pesky wood is inspected and impregnated with ammonium phosphate.
We're live on Fansly right now. We're gonna watch Holes here in a few minutes. If you want to watch with us, that is linked in my bio.
The printed flex to shake off any residue or waste. Then they go through a machine which automatically discards any undersized or broken splits. The splits now reach the match head line, where the perforated steel match bar runs down an endless chain. The automatic feeder inserts over 2 million splints per hour into the sockets of the match bar. The splints get a paraffin coating.
Splints? I prefer splits.
While a mixer prevents the match head compound from solidifying, the loaded match bar lowers the splints and dips their heads in. After 5
I'ma
seconds,
dip my
the
heads
match bar
in.
moves back up, and the head compound mixture
Y'all ever
flows
get to
down
follow
into
Manuel? Thank you for
mixing
sharing the
bag,
live video.
to be renewed before another section of the match bar moves in. After dipping, the splints keep rolling down the match bar chain for drying. The chain loops up and down for an hour, leaving the match head compound time to dry thoroughly.
Don't forget to follow
Once the
We're gonna watch
heads are dry,
Holes,
the finished matches
the movie,
are ready
in
for
just a few
packaging.
minutes.
But first, the filling machine sends the outer and inner matchbox liners to parallel conveyors. On a high-speed line, the machine can process 500 boxes per minute. The finished matches finally come off the match bar, and the filling machine places them into the liner.
Right? That match goop, wouldn't that be like what Roman fire is? You know how we've like quote unquote lost the recipe
pushes the inner liner into the
for like the napalm
The
Romans
machine is
used?
calibrated to fill each box with the
I feel like it would be like that.
and reject the
Like
extra
goop.
ones.
That stays lit
Finished filled boxes come
and
out
doesn't
onto the
get
packaging
put out with
conveyor.
water when it's
Matches
when
can
it's
be
lit.
made in a variety of sizes, large or small. And it's amazing to think that man has harnessed one of nature's most powerful elements in a tiny box. Good job for Sunrise Bar.
Y'all ever get to follow? Ooh, car tires.
And motorcycle mechanics Institute, we believe your career should be something you're passionate about. Our motorcycle.
Historically, wheels were made of metal or wood. But transport was revolutionized with the invention of the pneumatic tires in the early part of the 20th century. Inflated rubber tires could better absorb the bumps on the road, and the addition of tread gave this invention serious traction.
Haha!
Car
Is
tires
a good one.
in the last century.
That was funny.
This modern tire is made of 10 to 15 different components, which include natural and synthetic rubber, chemical additives, and carbon fiber. Giant blenders mix these ingredients under heat and tremendous pressure. There are various formulations for different parts of the tire. In each case, the result is a gummy rubber dough, which machinery then rolls into sheets to avoid further kneading and processing. Polyester fabric is a long-motor machine called a calender. The calendar is equipped with rollers that apply
Alan.
warm rubber to both sides of the fabric.
Y'all forget to follow.
This produces a rubberized fabric that will be used to reinforce the tyre. The fabric apply is needed because rubber alone isn't sturdy enough to make a tyre. Lots of cotton thread now spins from these bobbins. Machinery pulls the cord onto the warm rubberized fabric. They land on an angle and stick.
We could watch the Twilight series at some point too.
This creates channels that provide pathways for venting air during the actual
We're gonna watch the movie Holes right now. After this, actually, we'll watch how they make the tires.
Requires 3 different rubber formulations. Extruders shape
Y'all don't forget to follow before scrolling.
and then they enter a dye that forms them into one. Paint rollers apply different coloured stripes. It's a coding system for identification of the ingredients during processing. To avoid tension, the system creates slackness in the feed. A blade slices the track rubber to length. Next,
Good night, Liz. Hope you feel better.
Oil at once to make the bead, the part of the tire that gives it the strength it needs to stay on the wheel rim. Machinery arranges the cables in the desired configuration and encases them in rubber.
What happened to the other angle? That angle is still available on Fansly and YouTube, which is where we're live right now. If you want to watch the movie Holes, we're going to be live longer than on YouTube, on Fansly. Johnny, thank you for sharing the live video. Link in my bio to Fansly if y'all would like to watch Holes with Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. We'll have to watch that before that YouTube video before we watch Holes though. You're walking through the woods alone at night when you hear something and you turn around and you see him, Shia LaBeouf!
This completes the inner part or skeleton of the tire. The outer layers are assembled separately, beginning with strips of rubber embedded with steel core. The system wraps this rubber around a second building joint.
Classic internet history if you've never seen that video.
Next up are narrow strips of rubber ply. The computerized system winds them with just the right amount of tension for a graduated
You
effect.
see it's Shia and you start walking a little faster
The tread
and
rubber
he gets down on all fours and starts sprinting after you. Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's time for the 2 parts to become one. A transfer ring collects the assembly and transfers it to the inner part. Compressed air inflates the tire to shape.
Instagram has examples and listings of all of the pieces that I make.
The machine rolls.
That's also where to hit me up for your own.
They now have what's known in the industry as a green tire, a non-pure tire without track bar. Next it's into a mold to bake and shape the tire. The 2 parts of the mold come together like a waffle maker.
That background music sounds like a fucking Danny Phantom background music.
Transfer the track bar to it.
Danny Phantom.
This cross-section of the
Yo,
tire
Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents totally neglected him and let him alone in their science lab when their machine that was experimental exploded and totally killed him.
That transforms it from a weak and sticky substance to one that's strong and elastic.
You have that on your Spotify? Pocket Club? That's amazing. Yeah, we'll watch that before we watch the movie Holes. Speaking of, we're going to watch the movie Holes live on Fansly, which is linked in my bio.
Time for this rubber to hit the road.
So, again, the only bad thing about that is I do have to end this stream as well, the Fansly stream. So give me 2 seconds, I'm going to end, we're going to stay live on TikTok, but end the YouTube stream, just stay in the same place for